Before Singapore lit up the night with her city circuit, Macau had already dazzled us with her daring drive. But I thought I'd take on the track myself. So I have my taxi, I have a driver, and I think I found myself a tour guide as well. So let's go. Okay, hello Danny. I hear you've promised to be my tour guide. Are you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, driver. My guide around the Macau circuit is British race driver Danny Watts. He's won here in Formula Asia and the Porsche Carrera Cup, and this year drives a McLaren for United Autosports in the GT Cup. So there's a very notorious corner, isn't there? What is it?
It is. This is Mandarin Corner. It is the fastest corner on the circuit, and for me the most challenging because it's blind. That's the biggest thing. You can't see the exit on the approach. It's 6th gear, top gear, around 240 kilometers an hour, with no runoff. Any mistake is heavily punished.
My goodness.
Well, this is Lisboa Corner, and it is the only real overtaking opportunity on the circuit. It comes off the back of a long straight, and it's very wide, but it funnels into the apex.
And that's where it gets tricky, doesn't it?
It does, and that's where you see most of the accidents. So this is San Francisco Hill. It's a very steep hill. The engine's working very hard up the steep hill. Now we are passing a massive brick wall. Well, from a driver's perspective, it's a great reference point in where to brake before this tight left-hander, which, as you can see, is absolutely blind, which means you don't know what's the other side and you really have to commit on the entry a huge amount of speed. And then we're going through a series of S-bends as well here, and it's really quite tight, and then we go round and we do a sharp right here. So this section is a sequence of endless lefts and rights. It's where you really want the car to be very responsive, very alive. We are really high up. You can almost see, you're almost on level with some of the tops of these buildings. The funny thing is, sitting in a very low, small racing car, you don't get that perspective, you don't see that. This section is where you need the maximum amount of concentration and focus, and you literally can't be thinking of anything else, especially this tight corner, which is at the bottom of Moorish Hill. It's incredibly narrow, there's always a lot of accidents, and it's one place where you have to respect the circuit. Donna Maria is a 180-degree left-hander, it's hugely banked. Coming up to Macau hairpin now, it's the only corner in the world that you're actually not allowed to overtake. Reason being, you physically haven't got enough steering lock to get around the corner. We've left that really hilly part, like literally 5 seconds ago, and we're back onto this flat, smooth surface. It's a huge difference. It's almost like it's two different racetracks altogether. No, you're absolutely right. You've come from a very narrow, tight, twisty section into what feels like it opens up into a big motorway section. It's very wide, but still there's not much overtaking in this part of the circuit. But really and truly, you're just setting yourself up to get a really good exit out the final corner, because that's going to give you the best overtaking opportunity on the way down to Lisboa.
So now that I've been schooled on the track here in Macau, I think it's about time for me to get some proper treatment in the way of food and possibly a slightly faster car. So, where are those supercars gone, eh?